Yo, Chad, I finally figured out what alignment is. I finally figured out. So okay, so this dude is letting me go, letting me go. He was letting me go past him. I was like, yo, bro, go. Okay, but anyways, I finally figured out what alignment is like, bro. So I don't know if y'all could tell, but the past couple of videos I've been a little down, been down in the dumps, and I just started a job. This is my 5th week at this office job, and I've been soul searching. At the beginning of the week, I'm like, yeah, like this is great. I'm working well. I'm doing good at my job. I'm learning a lot. And I would try to convince myself I'm contributing to society. Not that I wasn't, but like I was like that feeling wasn't there as heavily. Like, oh, I'm doing good for this world. I'm like helping people, serving people. I'm using my talents fully. And while I'm at the job, I would try to convince myself, but I had a voice in my head that would go like, well, I don't want to be here. Like, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm supposed to be somewhere else, and this is not it. Like, you're delaying where you're supposed to be, Andrew. And that voice is quiet at the beginning of the week until it reaches the end of the week, and I basically crashed out, and I'm like, what am I doing here? What am I doing with my life? And I had basically two voices. And the other day, I was calling my parents to tell them that I wanted to quit my job. It's embarrassing because I've been working there for 5 weeks, and I told everybody like my plans for my life, and like I'm gonna be doing government work, I'm gonna live in Nebraska, all of this. And even while I was telling them that, in retrospect, I realized that a part of me just feels like it's missing something. Like there's not the full truth. I'm not being fully authentic. And I was talking to my parents, telling them that I want to quit because the job, I just don't feel suited for the job. I don't care. When I wake up, I don't care about what I'm doing. I just show up to get money. And it's an unfulfilling job when that's all you're doing, especially since I have no children to take care of. I don't have a wife to like take care of her house or to like, pay off and so on. And then they helped me realize this pattern of like, well, I'd noticed like at the end of the week, you basically crash out. And I'm like, yes, bro. And so I realized that alignment is when your full self is into the plan or into the moment, even in the present moment. Like you don't have to be aligned uh, in a long-term plan, for example. Like if I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go to school and become a doctor, like just because that's my alignment in my plan, I can still be not present in the moment. Like I could be my mind could be wandering, and I could get lost in distractions like social media and so on. And so that's also a crucial thing. If your mind wanders a lot and you go daydream about other things, maybe you're not aligned because you're daydreaming trying to escape the present moment. And so that might be a hint at you're meant to be somewhere else, as in like you're meant to do something else. And I realized that I ignored that voice so many times. When I'm like, okay, I'm trying this job thing, but something feels off. Like I feel like I'm not fully telling the truth. I realize now, I feel like I was just trying to please my family and be like, okay, I'm getting this job for them because I don't want to be seen as like this jobless dude who's just bumming around and is just lost in their life. And to compensate for that, I would not align with who I'm actually meant to be. And then even in the present moments, when you're at a place you don't want to be and you show up for work, for example, you're going to be trying to go somewhere else. Like I was trying to escape mentally. I would go on social media during my breaks for like an extra long, and I just would not want to be there. And so it clicked for me that alignment is when your whole self, when both voices or whatever is in your head are working together, because the part of me that wants to work wants that stability, and I don't want to be reliant on others for income, as in like I don't want to basically live with my family and just have them pay all my responsibilities off. And I'd also want freedom and passion in what I'm doing. And so coming to this realization, it took a bit for some reason, but my hopes for the future now is to understand that alignment, that wisdom from the past, and take it into every moment I'm in. Like right now, I'm trying to, share something with y'all and be as present as I can and try to share the whole picture. I want to keep it a little more brief this time around because I respect y'all's time, and I realize some of my videos can be long. And so I'll try to think of any other last words to help y'all, and we'll close. So if you're at a place that you're not happy with right now, like if you're sitting still and you're not happy with where you're at, that is a sign that you're misaligned. Because understanding where that feeling comes from will help you align. So I want to task y'all with sitting still, or at least be aware of when you're not where you want to be. Like you're uncomfortable, your legs shaking, you're reaching for your phone, you're reaching for food, you're trying to distract yourself and you don't know why. I'm not saying like dig into it necessarily, but just like sit with it and understand that that feeling means it's trying to lead you somewhere. And in psychology, this might be like Carl Jung talking about the shadow, and he talks about where your fear is, that is your task. But here is my twist on it, or my interpretation is like, yes, when you fear something, you secretly like want to do it, or you need to do it to grow as a person, because when you're declining your fears, you're living as half of yourself, because the other half is in the shadow. But here's the thing, you don't want to live only in your shadow as well. So like a lot of people think that certain things are bad and they avoid doing them completely. Let's say I'm about to go on a trip to Japan, and traditionally my family, or at least my like grandparents, would be like, oh, just save all of your money. Always save money, never spend it. That's how they grew up, and their situation was different, so I understand that. But like, so for me, I could live in that way, like, okay, I'm never gonna spend money ever, and I won't use it to splurge and enjoy myself every once in a while. But then it's like, okay, to integrate your shadow, you don't want to just spend all of your money then and be like, yeah, I'm integrating my shadow because I'm doing what I fear, which is spending money. Like, you want to have both yourself holistically, is what I'm trying to say. And so I basically want to task y'all with being able to sit with that uncomfortable feeling and like doing your best to see where that leads you. I put in my 2 weeks today, and I was terrified to tell my boss after working there for 5 weeks, like, hey, I'm gonna leave and actually not work there anymore. And they were super understanding. And guess what? Once I had so much anxiety and stress built up, and I could have avoided telling my boss. I also could have wrote them a letter or wrote them a message instead and not face them. But guess what? I went and faced them and told them in person, and they were very understanding. We had a great conversation. We literally talked for like an hour, like just chill after that. Chill conversation for an hour. All of that tension released, and I have so much energy right now. And I slept for 5 hours, by the way, because I was super stressed from that situation. And so it's so interesting to see that I just wasn't being authentic. I wasn't being truthful. I was lying to myself saying I'm okay, like nothing is like bad about the scenario, I can live through this, but another part of me was saying I need to get out. I was ignoring that voice, and guess what? It built up until this point of eruption. And to me, that is a problem because you're just being inauthentic up until a certain point. And I want to be somebody who is authentic and who is able to be authentic consistently. And so basically, if you can listen to yourself and your uncomfortable feelings and address them sooner than later, you will end up being a more authentic person. But anyways, I'm gonna go now. Thank y'all. Bye.